What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at the 7th June edition of Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including AEW's Massive Fail, Shayna Baszler dead on Raw in the most W.T.F ending ever, Batista reacts to Asuka's photo, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. As always, we aren't recapping the matches, but just providing you with the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, Signs of Life. After weeks of speculation that Raw's tag team division had been future endeavored or abducted by aliens, the WWE provided a battle royal reminding that yes, there are tag teams in the Raw division, besides the New Day. While the Battle Royal was a lazy way to feature the various teams, at this point we'll take whatever we can get. Number 2, RK Bro clicking on all levels. RK Bro has become one of the few things fans have looked forward to on Raw, as Randy Orton and Riddle have become a fantastic team. Orton and Riddle are one of those counterintuitive pairings that work so well with Orton's yin playing off Riddle's yang. Okay, did that sound right? Orton and Riddle exemplify what WWE Hall of Famer Jesse the Body Ventura once remarked about what makes the best tag teams, pairing partners whose conflicting styles complement each other. While RK Bro seems like it was designed merely to break up the team, then again, which tag team isn't? The team has clicked and the WWE would be foolish to split them up. Not since Team Rated RKO has Orton been believable as a tag team wrestler. Number 3, Jeff Hardy wins a match. Wonders never cease, as seen by Jeff Hardy's win over Cedric Alexander. While it's been said anything can happen in the WWE, Jeff Hardy has been on such a long losing streak that fans have begun to speculate that wrestling's charismatic enigma might be the next superstar to be future endeavored. While that remains to be seen, it was good to see Jeff get a win, as he's too good to be putting over curtain jerkers like Cedric Alexander on anything close to a regular basis. Number 4, natural comedy. As fans can sadly attest, the WWE's idea of comedy rarely produces laughs, with fans instead groaning at how bad the WWE's attempt at laughs are. That's why last night's segment with The Miz and Morrison was an example of what happens when you let two comedic characters utilize their innate talent to make the fans laugh. Last night's pre-match segment with Miz and Morrison saw Johnny Drip Drip accidentally let go of a wheelchair-bound Miz, and the WWE's A-lister flew down the entrance ramp until Morrison caught him. It was a classic case of physical comedy that played upon both men's act as the WWE's two resident knuckleheads. There was nothing forced about this segment, and it made for a silly segue into the tag team battle royal without insulting the audience's intelligence. Number 5, an intriguing proposition. Raw had a number of bad moments, but last night's segment between MVP and Kofi Kingston was a rare moment of gold, as MVP praised Kofi Kingston for his past work and even revealed Kofi's WWE Championship win inspired MVP to return to the ring. MVP's apparent campaign to lure Kofi to the Hurt Business could be a great way to revitalize Kofi's character, much as his membership in the New Day did years back. Hopefully they won't go with the tired trope of Kofi turning MVP down and leading to a futile feud against Lashley. Number 6, letting adults talk like adults. As fans can attest, one of WWE's biggest faults is that its scripted promos are anything but realistic. While there have been rumors of the WWE letting wrestlers freestyle more, Raw's tendency to censor out swearing has led to the Red Brand sounding like a kid's show. While there's no need for anyone to drop any F-bombs, it was refreshing to hear Sheamus swear when he said gobshite. For all we know, the remark may have been slipped past the censors, but it was still a nice moment. And Drew's badassery. Drew McIntyre is a babyface, but that doesn't mean he's anyone's doormat. The two-time WWE champion showed his toughness again, as he showed his confidence in his ability by agreeing he'll never challenge Bobby Lashley for the championship should he lose at Hell in a Cell. Drew cut a powerful promo alluding to the story of Scottish hero Robert the Bruce and vowing to defeat Lashley for the title after daring Lashley to face him in a cage where no one could interfere. Or can they? As they always seem to do. Let's also not mention that he cut a table with a sword. That's pretty badass. But that was good. What about the bad? Is number 1, someone find the Fiend. Add the Fiend to the where in the world is Keith Lee saga, as Bray Wyatt hasn't been seen in weeks, nor has the Fiend. Now, we've covered the various rumors concerning Wyatt's absence, but likely the WWE refuses to provide any information. In the meantime, we have to put up with Fiend Light, aka Alexa Bliss. Although Bliss did a good job as the Fiend's abominable assistant, she hasn't fared so well on her own. Bliss's act can be intriguing at times, but it's been largely disappointing, instead reminding fans of why they missed the Fiend. Number 2, will Eva ever be ready? So far, Eva Marie's return to the WWE has been in the form of a slickly produced vignettes that tell the fans she's on her way. However, it's hard to say if anyone is eager to see her, and the WWE should have debuted her a few weeks back. As we'll see, the WWE apparently has some plans for Eva's character, but whether they turn into anything worthwhile is doubtful. Number 3, Jackson Riker's big push. Could Jackson Riker be getting a big push? And if so, why? Fans tuning into last night's Raw saw Jackson Riker's major makeover as he cut his long locks and he now resembles, well, Bobby Roode. While Jackson Riker's count-out win over wrestling's Music Man / Jobber Elias didn't make anyone believe the WWE is strapping a rocket on Riker's back, it does have fans wondering just why WWE is pushing him. And W.T.F, is Shayna Baszler dead? Yeah, that's one of the questions fans have been asking after Raw went off the air, with the Queen of Spades apparently succumbing to Alexa Bliss's mind games and the show fading to black with Baszler's blood-curdling scream. But that's not the only question, as fans have been asking what the WWE was thinking when they decided to end Raw with this stupid segment. On one hand, it's good to see the WWE giving its women's division main event time, but this segment was the type of trash that has fans and potential new viewers scrambling to find the remote. The segment reminded us of those asinine angles where Kane was haunted by memories of the date May 19th, and he had auditory and visual hallucinations. However, longtime fans can think of something even worse, the much maligned backstage segment on Nitro where Hogan saw the Ultimate Warrior taunting him in a mirror, but Hogan's pal Eric Bischoff saw nothing. That was the bad. What about the downright ugly? Now Raw continues its downward spiral as somehow the show keeps getting worse each week. In one way, it's actually extraordinary that a show finds new ways to insult the audience's intelligence and provide the most mundane matches. Raw could be helpful for any aspiring writer's workshop as the writers keep getting things wrong. It's almost like the writers are trying to tank the show, but that's obviously not the case. Instead, Vince McMahon's continued micromanagement and the writers focusing on pleasing him rather than the fans has led to the current state of affairs. With Raw running 3 hours and the show featuring so many talented wrestlers, it's impossible not to have at least 1 or 2 good segments every week. Lashley and McIntyre have been gold, as has the new team of RK Bro, but everything else has been kind of rubbish. For example, are fans supposed to believe wrestlers are afraid of a doll? Although it's nice to see Alexa Bliss laughing at some of her more embarrassing moments, the fans who haven't tuned out are laughing at the weekly embarrassment that is Raw. What did you guys think of Raw this week? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Now our first story looks at AEW's Massive Fail. The 4th June edition of Dynamite drew record ratings, but unfortunately it was a record low. Wrestling News' Andrew Ravens reported Dynamite drew 462,000 viewers, which is down from the 526,000 viewers the show previously drew last week. In the 18 to 49, the show did a 0.19, which is down from 0.20. Now while Dynamite will return to its regular time slot soon, fans have to wonder how AEW's upcoming Friday night show Rampage will fare when it debuts on Fridays at 10 PM. Next up, rumors on Eva Marie's eventual debut. While it's unknown when Eva Marie is going to debut on Raw, WrestleVotes has some details on what's planned for when she finally shows up. He tweeted, hearing the plans for Eva Marie's return include her having a muscle of some sorts by her side. The 2 names I've heard most discussed to pair with her are Mercedes Martinez or NXT UK star Piper Niven. Eva Marie has been training at the Performance Center, which has some fans thinking she'll wrestle. Considering her in-ring work during her last WWE run, let's hope she's worked hard to improve. And finally, Batista reacts to Asuka's phenomenal Photoshop. And last but not least, fans never know what they'll find on social media, as seen by a recent tweet from WWE superstar Asuka, where the Empress of Tomorrow posted a picture of herself with the caption, "This is real," with a picture of Asuka's head added to Batista's body. A befuddled Batista replied back, "I need to process this for a while." I think we all need to process this mashup of Asuka and Batista. Oof, get out of my head. But there you have it guys, the good, the bad and the downright ugly from this week's Raw, as well as the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.